before recording, Jeff got really mad, like nerd mad, because the remote changed on the drones, and you're like, oh, I'm so mad.
I am mad about that. That's a nice. I don't even remember what we paid for it, but
they changed the remote.
The remote for the drone, like this is a nice remote, and then they don't support it anymore. I gotta buy another one.
Oh man,
I don't.
I need me a remote.
It's a nice solid remote. It's a good big. And by the way, audience, if he puts this in there, this isn't like a little TV remote. This is a big remote.
But now it's smaller.
Yeah, they made it smaller and lighter, and it's got more features.
Oh man, life is hard, man.
Welcome to the Immersive Lens, the podcast exploring technologies reshaping how we live, work, and learn.
From AI and virtual reality to creative media and design, we are diving into the tools and ideas shaping our connected world.
My name is Paul Engin. Join us as we uncover the people and ideas driving the next wave of interactive experiences.
And I'm Dave Ghidiu. This is the Immersive Lens.
And we are joined yet again by the amazing one and only Jeff Kidd.
I'm back. Woo! Headlines. Yes. Lots of headlines.
Lots of headlines. And, you know, since we're releasing these so quickly, we can do these because you won't hear them a few weeks later.
That's right. That's right.
So why don't we go in with hot takes? Jeff, do you want to start off? You had something happen with your iOS or something?
Yeah, I don't know if it was related to me running the beta of iOS 27. I still am. I'm staying.
You're committing to this?
I'm committed. You know, I actually had a thought the other day. It's because my phone's, the speaker, I'm having trouble hearing out of the ear speaker. And I'm like, what do I do? I can't even buy a new phone even if I wanted to because it's running 26. I wouldn't be able to back up. Connect it to back up, restore from this phone because until
full release.
It releases. So I can't do anything with it. Anyway, so one of the neat features that Dave and I kind of talked about a little bit is the advanced parental features settings for an iOS 27. So I'm running that, and then my son turned 13. He turned 13 this weekend.
Happy birthday!
Yay! And we were just kind of sitting at the dining room table last night, and he's like, he's trying to get my permission to add contacts. And I'm like, don't you have this contact in there already? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, but why are you adding it again? And he goes, I don't know. It wants me to add him again. And it wanted my permission. And I was getting the notification and I was clicking OK, but then there was an error. And I was like, why is there an error? I'm right here. And I went into my settings for an iOS for the parental settings. I hadn't turned them on. Because you have to opt in for it, right? It's not going to automatically do it. I'm like, oh, so I have to turn this on so he can add his contacts. And the procedure is slightly different. I can actually do it on my end. But for some reason, his iPad wasn't talking to my phone. Like it wasn't sending me the notifications. He was like, okay, ask for permission. I wasn't getting the notification. And I was trying to tap it on his iPad. It was like, error, can't do it. And I was like, maybe it's the iOS, maybe it's the difference. I'm in a beta. I don't know. That was a weird fluke.
Yeah, so I have experienced, especially with Apple, like these weird edge cases that most people don't experience.
And I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I had a similar one when I was trying to log onto a Mac. And I'd had previously like a phone. It was like, okay, just check the code we sent to your other device. And I haven't had an iPhone in like 10 years. And I was like, oh, this is like an edge case because most people who have a Mac probably have a phone.
Right.
So yeah, I think those flows, but they usually get those hammered out.
And what I ended up doing was, because it's built into the iOS 27, I just did it myself. I activated that feature and I could go into his phone. And you want to add a contact? So I added the name.
Or whatever,
yeah. And I just did it from my end. But it was just like, oh, that's weird. So that was my hot take.
Yeah, I've had that happen even with the family share. Like they've been trying to get permission and they're saying like, oh, I'm doing that. But sometimes I'm like, are you? Mm-hmm. Are you?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
The fact that it was live in front of me, I was like, okay, this is a weird thing. Maybe is it because I'm on 27, a beta, and he's on iPad 26? Like there's some weird mismatched communication happening here.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
How about you, Dave? What's going on?
Okay, this is really, really cool. One, I'm reading this series of books, this fantasy about dragons. It's called Fourth Wing. It's got some spicy parts in it, but generally speaking, like I really like it. It's like just this world of music, like magic and dragons. And it takes place at a war college for dragons. So at any rate, I they have these magnificent battles where dragons are flying and fighting other dragons. And as I'm reading this book, then I encountered this company called, I think it's pronounced like Tornial, and they have these drones that are really, really small and super nimble and super quiet, and they can just fly like really, really fast. So it reminds me of a dragon, but they defend against mosquitoes, and they don't breathe fire or anything, but they like using ultrasonic sonar and like AI, they find the mosquitoes and they run over them in such a way that the propellers grind up the mosquitoes.
I've seen this actually.
What?
It spins really and it spins fast enough for you. It's really quiet, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like super quiet. It's wild. If you go to the website,
I'm on the website.
Yeah, the immersivlens.com, then you can see it. And it's just, which like, yeah, I get it. Like mosquitoes are annoying. And do we really need this? But when you think that mosquitoes are like the number one killer of like human beings across the world with like malaria and stuff, I'm like, this is way more effective than any other mosquito intervention we have right now.
That was the big Panama Canal, right? That was everyone dying because of the mosquito.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. How does it find? Is it the buzz? Like
it's a signature, yeah. So they can, because we can all hear the yeah. So like it's kind of like that app Merlin for birds, except for mosquitoes, and it has like crash to turn and won't like hurt humans or animals or pets or anything like that. But they just like zero in on these mosquitoes and just dispatch them much like a dragon would.
Oh my gosh. So good thing you were watching the Dragon movie.
Reading.
They're
making a TV series in the fall.
Is it?
Or maybe next year.
What's the title?
The Fourth Wing.
The Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you grew up like I did with Harry Potter, you're like, oh, I love the world of magic, but you want something that's like a little bit more morbid and like more adult. It's like it's just scary and
not Game of Thrones. That's not.
it's got like some DNA.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So when we got here on the podcast, I had an incident where someone left me a note, and Jeff, you weren't here when we were discussing this, but left me a note, and I walked into my office, I opened it, and it was from a student, and it was just saying thank you, I appreciate it, so it was very sweet. I literally open up my phone, and it's a picture of him and I on my phone.
Okay.
From graduation.
Okay.
So like of all the students in the past that you've ever had, and all the photos that you own.
All the photos I own, and I took a bunch of graduation pictures with a bunch of students, and it was his. And so then I was like, Dave and I were talking, and we're wondering. I didn't verbalize it. I read it. So then it was the conspiracy of vaccines tracking.
The microchips are in your brain.
Yep. Nanobots.
So it's either the nanobots went through my veins, went through my mind, and then from my mind through Wi-Fi mind magic went on my phone, or a more logical explanation would be.
Oh, I'd like to hear it.
Can't wait for this.
The location of the student was here, and it detected that he was just in the area, and so it built that correlation of you took a photo right in, because it was the photo was from my office, and so I was there, he was there, and so when I opened up my phone, I have it just randomly displays. I don't know if you have that, like the photos just randomly display on the iPhone anyway. You have that. Android, I assume so.
Yeah, we have that too, Paul.
Okay, I just, I don't know.
We had it before Apple did that.
I assume Androids have cameras and like...
we got cameras on the phones. And
they can make calls too?
Next year, they're going to put a speaker on it too.
There you go.
Wow.
No, I'm only busting chops. Androids are awesome. But it was just interesting because then I realized, I wonder if a lot of people associate the, like it's listening with something more practical, like it's just based on location, or like you go to a pet store and you don't say anything, but then all of a sudden you get all the pet stuff. Or
sure.
I think Q was saying like all of a sudden he started getting dog food recommendations.
He doesn't even have a dog.
And he doesn't have a dog. And it's, Dave and I have dogs, and it could just be he has us as a contact and the location. So it's like,
I can see that.
oh, this is another dog person or something.
Yeah, and it is like it's nice to know that maybe it's not the microchip Wi-Fi nanobots in your body, but it is like
I mean, it still could be. We don't know.
Yeah, but
don't know.
Is that any worse than all these companies that have like billions and billions of data points about, like including our location, that are able to like serve things and connect people, which is really, I don't know.
It is crazy.
Yeah,
it is crazy. And I have one more thing. This is kind of geeky, and so if I get too technical, we'll stop talking about this because maybe this is. So I like doing 3D, and usually when you do a 3D model of a head, you model the mouth. So picture like a model of a mouth, and then you open the mouth, and then you put teeth in. And
do you do like musculature so you can have the mouth open in different ways?
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so there was this other technique that had the mesh completely, there was nothing there, and I was like, how do they do this? And it was just so like, I think to myself, this is a really cool approach. So what they did is they just created a mouth patch. So if you picture just like a ellipse and then like a hole in the ellipse, and then what you do is you project a circle where the mouth would be, and it creates a hole in the 3D model, and then you just plop this onto it and blend it to the head. And I was like, oh my, are you kidding? So I experimented with this weekend, and I was like, this is really cool. So it gave a cool clay effect to the mouth animation from a hole in the like it just I'm trying to stop it on my but it was a cool approach to 3D modeling, and I guess I'll stop there. But versus fully modeling the face, you're just modeling that patch.
And for those of you who are not in the room with Jeff and I right now, looking over Paul's shoulder, again, this is like another thing that you are saying is like sweet and innocent, but it's the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. Like when you see this like wire mesh.
Well, I'm looking at it, and it's like, so it's not animating like face muscles, like no muscles. It's just lips, basically.
Right.
So if I was like if you wanted to really animate articulate their facial expressions, it's not going to do that. But it's simple, basic animation, right?
Yeah, it makes it look like claymation.
Yeah.
Like that's essentially what it is. It's not a real mouth. It's like a claymation mouth.
Still terrifying. This is nightmare fuel, right?
That's cool. See, that was cool.
That's what I like. I was like, that's really like a cool approach. It was just a different approach, and sometimes you're so like you have to model the whole thing. You don't think about these alternative techniques or methods. That's what I was like really enamored by.
And it's something that you wouldn't have to be an animator to do necessarily, right? It's like vibe coding for coding. It's kind of like I'm trying to connect the dots a little bit. It's like I don't know how to code, but I could vibe code. I can't animate, but could I do that?
This would make it a lot easier to animate. Yeah. Someone would have to set this up.
Right.
But once it's set up, I could give it to one of you guys, and it's literally like 4 points, and it's tight. Like you basically constrain it to the mesh of the face, so it never leaves the face. So you could like move it around, and it will move on the contours of the face. So all right, I'm done geeking out. I lost probably half the audience.
I do appreciate.
No, I don't. It took me a minute to visualize what you were saying, and that video helped.
Yeah, I do appreciate, and we'll put a link to that video if you put a link in the show notes.
Yeah,
we'll put a link to that video so you can see this nightmare fuel stuff. But I do appreciate when like the industry has been around for a while, and then someone comes up with like a nice, easy, innovative solution to a problem. So I appreciate that. All right, we should dive in. And just as a reminder, folks, when we do headlines, I start the timer, if I remember, for 2 minutes. And
Paul's idea. It was Paul's idea.
Paul's idea, and immediately was like, "Can we go past the 2 minutes?"
Yeah.
All right. So Jeff, do you want to kick us off?
First headline: Spider-Man. Was this weekend.
And just so you know, this one we're going to do 6 minutes because we're already
interrupted me already.
Go ahead.
Yeah. With 2 minutes apiece because we all three of us got something to say. Spider-Man opening weekend this weekend. All three of us saw it. We will discuss. But headline is Spider-Man Brand New Day climbs to $360 million, biggest opening weekend box office in history.
Is that since Endgame?
Endgame, yeah, it beat out itself basically. Marvel beat out Endgame as Spider-Man, but Spider-Man's a bigger, like everyone knows Spider-Man. Everybody.
Yeah.
When I went, did you guys have to go to a place where you picked your seats ahead?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. We went to Canada where there was a line.
Oh, like old school.
Old school,
Lines
yeah.
are for chumps.
Yeah.
Even though I had pre-ordered the tickets, it didn't because you don't. It's not assigned seating.
Yeah.
I had to wait in line.
That's like the Southwest model now, and it gives me anxiety now. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get too close. I don't want to be too far. I need an aisle seat because I get up and pee all the time. Like, these are the things I think of. I'm
Wait.
like, what if there's not room for me and my friends?
So you're saying
have to have friends
you
first.
like to assign the seats?
Yeah, now I do.
I like that. I do agree. But it was because I knew that. I knew that going in. I'm like, oh, we'll get there a couple minutes early, 10 minutes, 15 minutes early or whatever. It's
What are you
just,
crazy?
I
On
was-
opening weekend?
well, it was just one of those things where it was just like, I already have the tickets.
Did you get good seats though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got decent. Yeah, because we didn't get popcorn, because people
just went right in.
We just went right in. And I was like, oh, this is half the theater's still available.
I'm getting
we're fine.
anxiety just listening to this.
No,
Yeah.
it was fine.
We
It was
ended
fun, but it was actually kind of nice. It was like,
Exciting.
It was just like, oh, look at all these people here. We're all here
Yeah.
to see it.
Yeah, I
That
did
never
like that.
happens. I can't remember the last time I waited in line to see a movie. That was fun.
Yeah. So about this, how cool is this? We have 3 different movie experiences with this one movie.
That's
so
true.
you did general audience.
Yep.
I did reserved seating,
Recliners.
And what did you do?
I did the Apple Cinema experience, and it's that you reserve it and it's recliners, but they also have a table at each seat with a QR code, and you can use your app and order food and beverages, and they bring it out to you during the movie.
So is it so?
Have you done this?
Like a restaurant?
I've done it before. Have you
I've
done that
never
before?
done it
Okay, I've
before.
done it before.
It's like if you go to, say, the airport, almost every airport restaurant now works where you pull up the menu, you say, I want this, this, and this, and they bring it out to you because the QR code is independent or individual for each seat.
But I guess what I'm saying is is it like a restaurant setting? Like, is it tables or is it still like
This particular
seating?
one is like, like in the college classrooms where it has like the tray that comes over, it's like that.
So you're in your seat to watch the movie, and there's a tray there
Yeah.
for you to put your food down.
Okay, so it's not, for some reason I was thinking like it's a bunch of tables and restaurants
No,
and you're
but no.
eating and you're just like looking up and watching.
The Alamo Draft House in New York City is similar to that, where they have like a shared table between like 2 or 3 seats, or at least maybe it wasn't Alamo, maybe it was one that I went to that was similar to. But I do like this model, and I think like this is the technology is changing. Everyone can rent movies, and if you wait 3 weeks, you can watch Spider-Man. Well, maybe not Spider-Man, but like almost like I watched Masters of the Universe this weekend, and that was in theaters like a month ago.
Yeah.
So like
I did too.
we can talk about that maybe in the next episode.
Yeah.
But the experience is worth the premium, the little bit more cost, but it's much more like I won't go to a theater for a normal movie now, but I go for a cool movie like this, and I want the recliner, and I want to pick my seat, and like, oh yeah, their burgers are actually really good there.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Do you smell like burger? Like, do they like? Is it like chicken?
Especially
and
when they're
sandwiches?
bringing it to the seat next to you.
Oh, jeez.
I actually thought so. I think it was the first Doctor Strange movie. I saw it in one of these theaters, and I feel like it was we wanted to experience that. We wanted it to be there while the movie was playing, whereas most people had come early, ate, and then they watched the movie. So I felt like we were disturbing people by having our food delivered and we were eating it like in the middle of the movie.
Did that interrupt your view? Like, do they come and say, "Hello, sir. Here's your. Can I get you condiments?" Like,
They're very.
I don't know. I don't know.
Can we get you condiments?
I think they try very hard to not be disruptive, and there's so much room, like way more leg room than there is even at like the AMC theaters or the Regal theaters. There's way more room to navigate, so you don't have to like pull your feet up if someone's walking in front of you. It was a nice experience. I would do it again. And this is the one in Pittsford. And
Yeah.
the company Apple is not related to Apple, but they are involved in a lawsuit regarding the name.
That's true. That's right.
Yeah, so it was a good experience. I liked the movie. I thought the movie was great.
Yeah.
I actually don't think it was my favorite Spider-Man, but I thought it was great.
It's not my favorite Spider-Man. I will say that.
I will say that as well. I know like people are raving about it, and I'm glad I saw it. I'm glad I saw it on opening day, but I'm not. It's not the. And I always use.
By the way, no spoilers.
Yeah, we're not.
We discussed that, but we need to say it here. This is a non-spoiler conversation review.
I thought it had. You know what I felt, and I saw it with my daughter, and she said the same thing. You need to see it to build up for Doomsday, is what I felt.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think that at all.
No, but I do appreciate how every movie, and you had said this before, is like very intentional with what they're doing, even if you don't know in the moment, but you look back on it and you're like, oh, that's why they did that thing 3 movies ago. So I like that, and because I love the whole like lore and narrative in the universe. I liked it because it was a good Spider-Man movie. It was very good. I don't know. I don't know that you need to see it to lead up to Doomsday, but maybe you do. I don't know. We won't know until we see Doomsday.
It's hype for it, though.
Yeah. Oh, it's the hype.
I think that's where
It's hyping it for Doomsday. Yes,
right,
I'll
because
give it
it
that.
wasn't like I don't know. There's like some movies, and I'm gonna tell you how old I am. Where like when we went to see Die Hard on opening night,
The original.
the original,
You saw that in the theater.
Yeah, we were in a line. Like there was a huge line, right? But when you go in, the crowd is like, "Oh no!"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like there's like and you're getting into it, and everyone is cracking up, and it wasn't like that. And at least in my theater, it
No,
wasn't.
not
I
mine
didn't
either.
get that.
You got to go to the midnight showings if you want people in
Yes.
costume, like slinging webs.
Yes.
And it was a night. I think I did do the Die Hard at like an evening.
Well,
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
surprised Die Hard 1 even had that fanfare because no one thought it was going to be.
Well, it was just everyone just started going.
Oh, but was it
crazy
one of those
with
things
it.
where it could have been like Star Wars or something like that? It's like, oh, the word of mouth, everyone's hyped
Yeah.
for it. We all know what we're gonna go see, and we're excited for it. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but I was wondering if the general admission was like that. That's
No.
what. No, it wasn't.
No, because we went, there were a lot of kids. I mean, like little kids, like
Yeah.
really, really little kids. So a lot of them were like asking questions and talking through it, which
It seems like an older Spider-Man, like for an older audience.
it was. I agree with that, but still, kids are gonna
Yeah.
One
see it
other,
and want to.
speaking of an older Spider-Man, like his costume was kind of like the 1960s one, but it was like up until this point, I think for the most part, his costumes have been CGI. I think he was in like spandex for the whole
Oh,
movie.
he really was for sure.
Which
Yeah.
I liked. It was cool. You could see the texture and you could see the wrinkles in it.
Yeah.
You can actually see his eyes too, like
Yeah.
through the mesh.
Yes.
That's a first, which I liked a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we give it high marks.
We
Yes.
do.
Yep.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I don't think it was the best Spider-Man.
No.
So,
yeah.
But good. My wife, she's not into this. She doesn't care about movies.
Yeah.
She's not into the Marvel or any of that stuff. I said, well, what did you think? And she's like, it's just another Spider-Man movie. It's just
Can I-
more Spider-Man.
Will I ruin something if I talk about an older Spider-Man?
No.
Okay. So my
How
daughter.
are we going back to like 80s Spider-Man? Like we're going to stay in the 80s?
When you saw all the Spider-Man come
Yeah.
on, my daughter went on an opening night for that, and she goes, as soon as they came out, everyone in the theater was like, no, and people were clapping, and it was like,
Yeah.
and she was like, unfortunately, I didn't get that
Oh, yeah.
here, so she.
Because she didn't see the Tobey Maguire ones or the Andrew Garfield ones.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but when she got there, she ended up seeing all of them. But when she was at the theater, she was expecting that type of the
Energy
same
and
energy
reaction.
that
Yeah,
she got from
Yeah.
that previous movie, and it wasn't there. But
It had less fan service, I think.
But that's also better. It's better that way. From a storytelling perspective, it's we're not rehashing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
It's not the Star Wars sequels, which were what they were trying to do, unfortunately.
yeah.
But anyway,
All right. So we went beyond our 6 minutes. Good job.
Okay.
well, he didn't start the timer again, so I have no idea how long it went.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Dave.
So the next thing I want to share is Lyria 3.5. This is Google Music. So if you've used, say, Suno.ai, which creates full-length songs, Google just released their current version. And if you went to Gemini a few weeks ago and you're like, make me a song, it would do like 30 seconds. It might do a minute. But this is full blown. You can give it lyrics, you can give it like tone, and it makes really good songs. So I made a sea shanty. I actually had Claude go out and research all of the previous episodes of the Immersive Lens to get like the DNA of what we do,
Okay.
and the shared sensibility. And so I had Claude write a prompt that I could use here to make a sea shanty about the Immersive Lens. So I will post that on the website. And
Can we hear a little bit
You
of
don't
it?
have it ready now?
I know.
I do have it now. I don't know how to can I just give it to you and in post we can like.
Well, we can, or you could just move the mic to the.
Yeah. I want to
We
hear it
could go
now.
old school.
We want to hear it. So we
Okay.
can react to it.
All
I'll give
right.
you an extra minute.
Okay.
For that.
Professors and a soundman with a hunger to explore. The fog rolled in with promises, the hype came thick and dense. So we trimmed the sail and took a look through the immersive lens.
So wait, did
like
you
that.
write the lyric? So you know lyrics.
No, Claude wrote the lyrics. So you don't have to have the lyrics made if you want to use this tool, but you can. And Claude wrote them based on his research of the 30 episodes we've had so far. And in fact, they do mention lensies in here. So if you are a lensy, you might appreciate it more.
All right, and so you're gonna share that with us?
Yeah, I'll share it with you.
Okay, I'm just looking at, because I'm geeking out like this, I'm just looking at attributions for this. So it's MIT license. Oh, so you're not allowed to own. So someone else could take our.
Anything AI generates cannot be copywritten
makes
ever,
sense.
as of right now.
Makes sense.
So people can they can snipe the Immersive Lens sea shanty and sell it. All right, that's 2 minutes.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it so far.
That's really neat. So does this whole copyright thing, even if you do a derivative of it and use it as a tool, don't you own the rights to your derivative of whatever it produces?
And AI cannot be, anything created by AI currently cannot be copied. I'm not a lawyer, but the most recent case that I've seen says nothing that AI creates can be copywritten without significant input from the user. And that is a little ambiguous right now.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw. Okay, because I always wonder about that. So I assume code that's written by AI.
Code can't be copywritten anyhow, just writ large.
But what it produces can be copywritten, right?
Oh,
like if I produce this VR studio, it's not open for anybody.
I would say, and again, I'm not a lawyer, that the amount of human intervention you've had in that process would probably give you grounds to that. But you can't copyright code.
But you can copyright the product it produces. Otherwise, every software.
There's other license and protections, but
right.
there's not copyright. But there's the analog of copyright.
Right. Interesting.
So that was a semantic, pedantic.
Yeah. Jeff's like, can we move on?
No. That's interesting. From a video production and copyright.
All right. So who's up next?
Jeff, do you want to go?
Oh, I wasn't ready. You go.
Okay. So
Starting the timer.
So again, I'm going to geek out again. I'm trying to do research onto open source tools and tools that you can use freely. You might need a system to do it, but I found this one tool when I was doing research on the mouth animations. I found this tool from Nvidia, and Nvidia has a huge repository for open source tools. But what this does is it's something you can download and install, and you can create motion. So movement, like human movement. So I can say move forward, or I can pick 2 points and have a person move. And then I can take that motion and put it on my character. Does that make sense?
And this is AI backed?
Yeah. So I can prompt it. So I can say, do a box step, and it'll create that motion, and then I can take that motion and refine it a little bit, but then I can move it on to my character.
So 2 questions. One, what software do you wind up putting this in? Like in Premiere?
Blender,
Okay,
Maya,
Blender. Okay.
and a 3D application.
Yeah. And the second thing is, so sometimes open source, and I love the idea of open source, and it seems so easy. So could someone without a lot of technical acumen take this and do something cool with it?
Not yet.
Okay.
But the tool itself, well, the problem is a lot of these tools require several step install. It's not a simple like double click and it installs and you run it.
It's not like an app store.
Right. You have to run a terminal. You have to make sure Python isn't, like, you have to do a few steps, but the concept is there. And I'm sure someone will build something where you can double click and install it, and then you'll be able to create the motion. But then, there's the steps outside of using this that you would have to migrate it over to whatever tool you're using.
Okay.
So I thought it was really cool, the prompting, and yeah.
And we'll have a link to that in the show notes.
Is this replacing mocap?
Mocap?
Motion capture.
Yeah. So it's
motion capture is where actor,
like
the person would do the motion that then we would then translate that into like an animation or like something for a video
like
game.
Gollum. From Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a version of it where you can capture motion and then, but it's prompting versus someone.
Yeah,
acting.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, would this replace that?
It could. You'll never. I think the advantages of some of that motion capture is because though they interact with the actors sometimes. Like, so if it's like,
a fight, a physical fight, like you and I are fighting, it's going to be more natural than trying to do it this way.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that this is just a nice, like if I wanted to do a parkour style animation or something, I can say, parkour up to this block, then to this block, then to this post, and then I can migrate that movement over to my character where I have a similar setup. I see. So, yeah, and I think they're using it for much more than that. They're using it for studies, because they're eventually training robots for movement, if this is making sense. So they use this as the testing, and then they use similar systems to then integrate into those systems. So, but I like it because I can migrate it over to the 3D stuff I do. So, all right. Now are you ready?
Now I'm ready.
All right.
Yeah. This is sort of a follow-up, so this could be pretty short. Start the timer.
This timer has been started.
I was working with someone this weekend, and he pre-ordered the Samsung Galaxy Fold 8. We were talking about that.
We were just talking about that?
Yeah, we were just talking about
The Passport.
Yes, and it made me kind of look into it a little more, and reviews are coming out. It's really good.
Oh, no. It's doing what we didn't think it could do. It's like attracting an iPhone person.
Did you look at it? Did you actually see one?
I watched. I didn't actually hold one in my hands, but I watched a couple of reviews that people are saying it's the best one they've ever made.
I mean, they've been at the Fold for a long time,
but even better than their horizontal, the one that they've had for a while.
Yeah, the Z Fold.
The Z Fold.
The other folds, the other flips, they're saying it's the best.
Now, you specifically said you did not like that form factor.
I know.
I just heard that on the way here.
We are issuing an errata, another errata.
I don't know. It's making me think. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what it is. Why I would do it. And I've actually kind of talked to Paul about this a little bit over the years.
We're going to need more than 2 minutes. I'm going to pause it.
No. This is I'm a one-handed phone user.
Yeah.
I want to be, and I have the pop socket so I can be one-handed. The best, and Dave, you can comment on this too. The best form factor iPhone I've ever had was the 11 Pro because it was 5.8 inches. It was perfect. I could have it in my hand. I could reach the top.
With your thumb, you didn't need
I didn't have to have anything on it, and they haven't gone back. 5.8 inches is perfect. And when they were just going over this phone, folded, it's 5.5 inches. And I was like, ooh, I could do it one-handed with that. And then I could open it if I wanted to watch stuff. And they were talking about how the bars are smaller. So the screen aspect ratio, it fills more screen. How it actually kind of comes close to being this size anyway.
The size, so you're holding up your current phone.
Yeah, I'm holding up this is the 15 Pro Max. So it's not much smaller than if I just had it on here with bars on it. I was like, ooh.
And so two questions. One observation, one question. I think Samsung's phones are fantastic. If I didn't buy the vanilla Android, like the Pixel, I would definitely get a Samsung. But my question for you is it enough for you to bust out of the ecosystem?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying that it's making me want.
When the Apple comes out, he might shift.
But they're saying this. So the Z Fold 8, I guess, is $1,900. The Apple's is going to be.
Oh, it's going to be like $3,000.
Yeah, with tariffs and the memory shortage and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure it's going to be crazy
and
expensive.
the Apple tax.
That's what I'm saying. Like it'll be, and it's Apple. Like I would pay for that. I don't even know if I'd pay $1,900, but I'm paying $1,200 now because I pay for extra storage.
So here's the argument with that: it's equivalent to you buying an iPad and an iPhone.
Yeah,
that's true. It replaces two devices.
It replaces two, because I was thinking the same thing. Like I was like, right now I have an iPad that I'll bust out once in a while, and I will say we buy Samsung specific Android devices normally
for the program,
for the new media program, because we do development with Android, and we found that they're pretty reliable in what we're trying to achieve. So I feel like I want to go to a store, and I just want to, like I said, when I saw that new thin fold, I was like, this could convert me. It's thin. When I have the tablet,
You'll never bust out of the ecosystem.
I'm not.
But it's okay. Battery life. It needs to be really good for me anyway. For that amount of money, battery life. My battery is maybe at 80%. I've had it for it would be 3 years coming up. I can't get through a day. Not even close.
Yeah. Well,
It's a lot of screen.
but Apple is known for planned obsolescence in battery. They
yeah.
specifically throttle their batteries.
Yeah.
What gives, and I know we're going a little off script, but Google Chromebooks, which like I love the Chromebook. I own a PC, I own a Mac, I own a few Macs, and I use my Chromebook for almost everything. And maybe you guys will let me try and convince you to Chromebooks. But the next iteration is called a Google Book, and it's coming out in the fall. And Samsung
Yes.
has one, and all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, the ecosystem of Chromebooks Google Books with maybe this new, So I'm really, really excited about that. And the ecosystem that I'm jealous of with like Sidecar on the Macs, where you can put your tablet next to it and the screen it's like a second screen and you can copy and paste between devices. Like, I don't think we're far off from that. We kind of have that on Chromebooks right now in Android, but the next iteration of the Google Books.
So and we're way over our 2 minutes, but with Android, do you ever feel, and I'll call it bloatware, because I remember.
That's why I buy the Pixel. It doesn't have bloatware.
Okay. All
Samsung
right.
though, it does.
Yeah, well, it's got its own Samsung like application
App Store.
Although
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
trimming that down. They got rid of Samsung Messages and now like are using Google proper messages. So like, but you're right. Like anytime you buy any software or any hardware from a third party, you're going to get bloatware on it.
Right. And when we say bloatware, we're meaning like even if you buy a Samsung, you will get their Samsung applications on there. You'll get their whatever they're trying to push.
Yeah.
And you get all the Google stuff.
Yeah, but like Google, their settings menu is different than the Android settings. So like they're going into Android and they're paying the license fee and they're tweaking things, and so like they're adding to it, and I think that just adds to the mess. But listen, if it's a cool phone, and if I had an extra $4,000, I'd buy one of them and like another computer or two.
And it doesn't change anything. Like you don't have to code anything differently. Like when you make apps for things, you have to code it differently.
If it works on Android, it works.
Yeah, and so here's a cool thing. We have the older Fold, and when we're doing application development, since we're doing all percentage based, it scales to so when we flip it open, it actually works still great. So,
but is it worth doing it specifically for these phones? So you have like half a page here doing this, the other half doing that.
Oh yeah, they'll have to have the API, and they've done that already because those folds have been out for a while. So it's not hard.
Yeah, I have not had our students, because they're just learning this right now. But yeah, I think if you were just specifically building an app for that, and you wanted to utilize those like fold it so it looks like a keyboard or something,
or have different data display differently.
Yeah, but I think that it actually builds it so it scales up whatever you've done anyway, and it'll put the keyboard there if that's I don't know.
Yeah, we've seen responsive apps. Like if you look at any app on a big screen or a small screen, it changes, and so there is responsiveness. I'm sure there's an API for like this fold thing.
Yeah.
But I would try Google Book.
All right.
I haven't seen Google Book.
It's not out yet.
They're not out yet. But they do have this like I think all of them are going to have like this light kind of like Knight Rider on the outside, but it's the Google colors that'll go back and forth.
Oh, that'll be cool.
But the Google Book is built with AI from the ground up, much unlike every other PC you've bought has like AI bolted on.
Yeah.
So like your cursor can kind of contextually tell what you might want to do based on where it is and what's on the screen. So it's a really interesting perspective of AI integration. I think this is the next iteration.
It's that's purely it. It would be like it's hardware, software integration specifically for AI. That's what I would want to be. That'd be interesting. Okay,
that sounds like an Apple device. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, because the AI and Apple devices are so good.
All right.
You're sitting there.
So the next topic.
Move on. Let's move on
before it gets violent in here. The next topic. I just want to give some Google updates. So one, now with Google Notebook, Gemini Notebook, which used to be called Notebook LM. They just changed the name of it. But they now have collections, so you can group them. So we've been missing that hierarchy. It was just basically you had like 100 different notebooks, but now you can group them and cluster them in these things called collections. Another thing I want to share is that you can now make if you alter the URL, so if you're sharing the URL of your notebook, or this is also true for gems, you can make it so it forces a copy. So the user can make their own copy without having to go to like file copy. Which is kind of cool.
Okay.
But one of the things that I'm really excited about in Chrome, and this has been out for a little while, but it just came to my Neo that I'm on right now, is vertical tabs in Chrome. So because screens are landscape, you lose a lot of vertical space when you have the tabs at the top. So now they have them on the side vertical, and it's really cool. And Firefox has had that for a while, but it's fully baked in Chrome right now.
Is that a feature you have to enable?
Yes, it's a setting, and I forgot where I did it already, but I think it was basically popped up. I was like, "Hey, congratulations! Do you want vertical tabs?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Congratulations!
But
what did I do?
But well, I think it's because I updated. But much like if you're using, let's say, like Gemini or ChatGPT, you can collapse the sidebar.
Yeah,
it does the same thing, and then you just get like so it's just a really interesting way of browsing, and that's kind of like how every other software is. Like when you're developing, you get the sidebar. When like even in Photoshop, like you have the sidebar. So I like it.
Yeah, and even our Google Docs when we're using
Google Docs,
the docs that we use for the show, we have it on the tabs on the left and
horizontal, vertical. Yep, and there they are.
Okay, it might take a little while to get used to.
Where'd you see that?
It's in go to settings.
Folks, get out your computers right now, even if you're driving. Go to settings. We're doing a tutorial.
Appearance.
Okay. Oh, look at that! Even while we're talking.
And then tabs. Mine was kind of towards the top.
Tabs, position, horizontal. Okay.
I didn't like it at first, but it's just but I think I do like it, and especially when you collapse it, so you just see the icons, like the fave icons of it. But it's cool.
Yeah,
it makes more sense.
Yeah, although it's weird because you're so used to them being up there. It takes some getting
that
used
I like.
to.
Collapsing it so it's just the icons.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a taskbar.
Yeah,
I like that.
All right, so those are some updates from the land of Google.
I'll try it.
You know what? That's really interesting. I think a lot of people will use that feature.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I think it might be the default in Firefox. Actually, I don't know.
I haven't used Firefox.
So we'll report back next week.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. All right, Jeff.
It's your turn.
No, I don't have any more.
Oh, you don't have any more? Oh, okay.
I'm just commenting now.
I moved all my tabs. Where did
It's
they go?
confused them. It's on your left now.
Yeah, no, but like I had them all open. I had everything open. No. Oh man. Okay,
We need to stand by the technical difficulties music.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you something that was interesting, and we're going to touch on this a little bit, was that they're talking about all the gaming layoffs, the
like at Bungie and
Microsoft. And
where'd my things go?
it was interesting. I saw a video on why...
It's like 3,200 jobs.
Yeah, thousands and tens of thousands of jobs have been lost in the last several weeks.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because you can see it, and you know what, they relate it all to, and this could be completely off, but try to follow my trail or tell me, Paul, you are crazy.
Oh, I found it.
It starts with all the memory issues that we're running into. And I'm like, memory issues we're running into.
So you talk about RAM,
yeah, and so what they said is, picture a PlayStation requiring one RAM chip. Okay.
Oh, I think I saw this comparison. Go ahead. Yeah.
And so the cost of building that goes up. But if a RAM company is like supplying RAM, do you give it to a PlayStation? Or do you give it to a data center that has a magnitude of almost 100 times the RAM that's needed for that PlayStation? And so if they had to allocate money for building RAM, does it go where do you allocate that? Because they don't have enough manufacturing capabilities right now to accommodate everybody.
Yeah.
So their business model is, we can make $100 here, or we can make 100 million here, and let's go toward that 100 million, which is the data centers. So what's happening is that less PlayStations are being built, less need for building a new PlayStation 6 or Xbox, a new Xbox, And so they have all the same old platforms still. And so there aren't new titles being built for a new system that's being built.
So not for a new system, but you're going to need like Final Fantasy 57 and you're going to need NBA 2K27 or whatever. So new game, there's still space for new games.
Yes, but usually what they do is when the new systems come out, they need an entire new graphics, higher.
I see. The infrastructure.
The infrastructure. So all of these, okay, we're going to do higher resolution models. We're going to do all of these things that are revamped and updated versus, all right, well, we're going to use the same models. We're just going to, the engine's already there. We don't need to do anything new with the engine. No new user interface. No. So, and it was funny when you saw this correlation, and even I think they said Samsung, Micron, and there was one other company that does RAM. Really, those are the three largest manufacturers, and they said that one of these companies actually cut their consumer.
Microsoft did Crucial.
Their consumer.
Microsoft
RAM.
owns Crucial, I think. Crucial is not making consumer memory anymore.
So it's only going to these.
Only going to data centers. Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron.
Okay, there it is. Thank you.
And they're building Micron in Syracuse, our next door neighbor.
Yeah, which is awesome. I'm thinking to myself, that is the issue, and it was like, oh my gosh, what are your thoughts on that? I don't know.
I thought you were going to say you were thinking of organizing a heist from Micron so we can get RAM.
It's close by.
In Syracuse, yeah.
But that will lead to other things that you're going to probably we'll talk about.
Kind of a little bit, yeah.
But it was just an interesting.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So a PlayStation, costs this much, and then they want to order X amount of PlayStations, or you cater to here's an AI computer, but you don't buy a single one of those. You buy a cluster. So then in that cluster, you get a rack of this, and then you can't just buy one, so you buy all these different ones. So yes, it's like the rather than and that equivalent in PlayStations is like millions of PlayStations.
Yeah,
or something like that.
It was something like they
in order to make up the difference.
They would have to sell like 350 million.
Yeah, it was an insane amount of PlayStations
Probably
to make that kind of money.
10 or 15 years ago, I'll have to see if I can find this article. I read about these researchers, I think somewhere in out west, like in Arizona maybe, they clustered together a whole bunch of PlayStations because the chips were so popular.
PS3.
They made supercomputers.
Yeah, PS3s.
PS3.
Yep.
And so now we're on the opposite end of that.
Well, that was the same thing with Xbox. The Xboxes were more powerful than the computers that were being sold because of all the processing power that they had. But
every single PlayStation and Xbox that's ever been sold, with the exception, I think, of PlayStation 5, cost more to make than it did to buy. It was a loss leader for the games.
Systems have always been a loss.
So, part of me is like, well, maybe this is a case for cloud computing. In Google Stadia went out of business a while ago, but Nvidia GeForce X or whatever Go is still around. And I'm like, well, if you can't get a device, but we have the capacity we have data centers, maybe cloud gaming is coming back, baby.
Yeah, a lot of, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But see, now they're putting limits on the cloud gaming. It's like you can only use the service for so long.
Yeah, because they need to.
Because they need it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I know that video game purists scoff at cloud gaming.
I don't personally have a problem with it because to me it's kind of like you can't, it's still expensive, but at $1,500 just for a graphics card to play a game, that's crazy.
So
or pay $20 a month to be able to access that kind of hardware.
It's the Netflix model. I like
it.
Yeah.
So I agree. I'm wondering if this is the death of consoles, and is everything going to be online because HTML5 is becoming so robust now.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
Well, the PlayStation. So after we had that conversation about how the discs. Xbox is gonna maybe do discs and PlayStation can. Right after that, the network went down, and so if you only own digital copies of those games, you can't play them because the PlayStation network is down. So now what do you do?
Go outside.
Touch grass. That's to say that touch grass, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. In about 2 or 3 years, I would not be surprised if HTML5 graphics are comparable to what we're
like
seeing.
an Unreal Engine.
Yeah,
we're getting there. And I will say, the projections for the RAM apocalypse doesn't look good until about 2030. that's when
Yeah.
the supply will eventually meet up with demand.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
I don't know. What do you PlayStation?
I'm an Xbox person anyway, but I've been building PCs for myself forever, and it's sad. It's more just sad that I can't. I mean, I don't need to do anything. My computer's fine, and I'm thankful for that. But it's just sad. Like, other industries that building computer supports, like motherboards, power supplies, like they're all hurting too. Because why buy a new motherboard with memory that you can't afford?
Yeah.
And this has been like you talked about the price of computers for back to school. It's not getting good.
No,
This
it's
is
not.
why.
Yeah.
No,
all right, we
it's
got to
not.
move on.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
all right.
I digressed. Us,
No, that's
Thanks,
yeah.
Paul.
yeah.
But that's interesting. That's really interesting. So my topic is Nintendo sued the government to once the federal government said that nope, the tariffs are illegal. Nintendo sued the U.S. government and won. So all these big tech companies, not just Nintendo, are getting all that tariff money back. $600 million. Amazon, $2 million or $2 billion to Apple and Nintendo, all that stuff. So now there's a couple people that are suing Nintendo to try to get that money back.
Like customers?
So, yeah, the customers, 2 Nintendo customers filed a class action lawsuit against Nintendo to say, okay, we paid that money, you got that money back, we should get that. Now it should go back to us.
Right. It's supposed to not affect the consumer,
Right.
but it's been affecting the consumer.
Yes, you raised your prices to offset the cost of those tariffs. Now you got that money back. We should get that money back too because you
still have our money and you got the money
and you got
back.
the tariff money. Yeah. And I totally agree with that. I don't know how you do that, how you distribute that necessarily. Like, I bought a Switch, but I didn't pay for that tariff, so I guess you'd have to go back and.
In the window when the tariffs were issued and the price went up. Yeah.
But from Nintendo's perspective, it's like, well, you agreed, you bought it, you paid for that, you agreed to this price, and you paid for it. So why do we owe you that money?
But why? And the tariffs did come as a surprise to a lot of manufacturers. So they had already paid to be like, hey, this needs to be shipped here. And then as it was being shipped, the tariffs came in place. So like that was an unexpected cost. But I do wonder about the downstream effects. So, like, let's say that they win, and I don't know that they will. Does this mean that, like, every purchase I made from Amazon that was affected by a tariff, now Amazon has to go through and figure out how much of each purchase? So, I don't know. But I agree, like, and by the way, it couldn't have happened to a nicer company. I actually really like Nintendo. Like, what?
You like Nintendo?
I think that they are very family forward. I think that their human computer interface has always been cutting edge.
Yes.
I think that their IP is really, really good. Listen. Go after Amazon. Don't go after Nintendo.
Well, okay. So as a consumer of a Nintendo, and there are streamers out there. There are people that have been partnered with Nintendo, and like they mod the game or something like that, and then they show that, and like, oh, look what I did. For the Zelda game, I put all this random stuff there, and then boom, they're just cut off.
Yeah, they are very protective of their IP.
Yeah, I get that. I'm protective of my IP.
Yeah,
It's just like, and they go after people just showing gameplay of stuff. Like you can't show, you can't play our games on live or stuff like that. Like it's like, really?
Yeah, that's fair.
It's free like they're advertising for you. So I don't know. In some ways they're a monopoly. In other ways,
Yeah.
I see both points of views. Their usability or their user interaction when they came up with Wii controllers was phenomenal. Even the Switch, the logic of taking it apart and having the controls and then putting it back in and mount, like that little screen can just dock and you get it on the big screen and you can share. Like they thought of the user experience more so than I think and I'll say just Xbox and PlayStation have in the past.
they served a consumer base that had never been served otherwise.
And it goes back like the Power Pad, the Power Glove, the Virtual Boy, the Zapper, the
Game Boy,
the Wii, which I think was probably their breakthrough.
Yeah.
It's just like one thing after another. They've just done so many. I love that part of Nintendo.
But I would say my feeling about the whole tariff thing is like if you were hurting, then keep the money. These companies are not hurting. Nintendo's not hurting. They're making record profits.
Yeah.
Give it, just do the right thing. Be nice. Just and if they were smart, oh my God, I just thought of this. Holy cow. Be like, hey, here's $16 on your Nintendo account.
Oh yeah.
So now,
and then you have to spend another
then you spend it on another. You spend $50 on it because now games are $80. So it's like you're actually incentivizing people to spend money back to your own company that way.
Anyway, Nintendo, if you're listening, now you owe Jeff $1 for every transaction based on that paradigm.
Listen, I bought my Switch 2 at launch, so I did not have to worry about the tariffs.
I have one more piece.
Yeah.
So I typically install the web apps of, say, ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude on my computer, which means you just go to the website and you save the website. It's not the actual app. But it has come to my attention that actually if you install the apps specifically for ChatGPT and Gemini, you get more functionality than you would through the web interface. So I'm now installing those apps on my Neo.
Because in your Chromebook, could you install those apps?
Yes, because Claude has a Linux one, and I can install that on.
Wait, Claude, but you're saying Claude, or are you saying Open?
I'm saying all three of them. I actually don't know if ChatGPT has a Linux version of it yet.
Okay.
But the Gemini, because Google's so web forward, almost all functionality in Gemini is already
Web based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and with ChatGPT, I was telling you about this earlier. I didn't realize it, so I've been using the desktop application for a while, and I kept reading about all these integrations and codecs integrated and this and that, and I'm looking through the interface. I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. I just updated this app, and I still don't see it. I don't know what, and I go and I'm looking at the videos, and nowhere does it tell you that if you have the old ChatGPT, it's called now ChatGPT Classic.
I know.
And you have to download a new one that's just ChatGPT.
and that's why I don't like the app ecosystem.
And you were even telling me now I can uninstall codecs. I mean, I just literally installed it this weekend, but now I have the latest ChatGPT desktop. So if you're out there, just be aware that there are two desktop applications. It's a little confusing. It's ChatGPT Classic, and now it's just ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So have you used it at all yet? Or?
I just downloaded them this morning.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't used ChatGPT yet. I've been using Classic.
I've been stuck on Classic. And you saying that just reminded me I'm doing it right now.
Downloading
the
regular updated
update.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't just update. Oh, I think I did read somewhere that they did it for companies that have integrated or something the original ChatGPT, because I couldn't figure out why they have the Classic. All right, you got another one, Dave?
I think I could talk forever, but I think we're probably
What was
time.
So you said you put Linux on your Chromebook. I'm totally.
It comes with yeah.
But it came with that?
Yeah, it comes with Linux.
Okay. I thought it was Chrome OS.
It is Chrome OS, which is based on a Linux kernel. So, but there's a button. Like if you go into settings, they're like, "Hey, do you want it?" And if you click this button, you can get a full Linux, like the Linux environment. So now, like I can install like GIMP. I've installed all sorts of Linux apps right on my Chromebook.
Oh, that's
without
awesome.
having to like wipe it and like reinstall.
There's a button. That's so. Tune in for the episode where I will convince you guys to buy a Chromebook.
Do you use Linux? Have you ever done Linux?
Yeah, I do. So with I used to do Linux a long time ago when it was with Red Hat, and then with the Spark system, it's all Linux based. So
I've never done it.
So in Linux, like, and I just want to give like manage expectations. When we think of Linux, we're like, oh yeah, it's like all text based, and you have to like go through the.
No, I didn't think
but I mean, I could.
they have tons of desktops now.
Yeah, like Ubuntu is
I've
like
heard of that.
Like
Yeah.
I could put that on someone else's computer, and they probably wouldn't even notice the difference between that and Windows.
So what's the point of all the different versions then?
It's open source, and like Kali Linux comes
This is probably
preloaded.
a whole topic.
With,
but-
yeah, yeah. So you can come with different software bundles. You can have like optimizations, different driver stuff like that.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
then they can add and like with Red Hat, it was used for bigger servers, so they had a stronger infrastructure base for that stuff. And
Okay.
yeah,
So it's like different operating systems depending on what your needs are.
I almost
Sort
equate it to Android phones. Like whoever's developing the Android voice comes up with their own flavor of Android,
Yeah. So the base code is the same, but then there's all
slight
sorts of-
derivatives. So Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks you again, Jeff. Thanks you.
Thanks you.
Thanks
yeah,
you.
thanks you.
Thanks you. Yeah. Thank you, Hugh, for engineering, and thanks again, Jeff, for coming on. I think we are gonna do a Chromebook special where we might have you on again, so he can try to sell us on Chromebooks. But that's all the time for today, and I am Paul Engin.
I'm Dave Ghidiu. If you enjoyed the conversation today, please be sure to smash again that subscribe and like button so you never miss an episode. Let's be careful out there, folks.
And share it with a friend or colleague or enemy. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and thanks for looking through the Immersive Lens with us.
This episode was engineered by Hugh Laird. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugh. Thank you, Jeff,
Thank
for
you,
coming.
Hugh.
Recorded at Finger Lakes Community College Podcast Studios, located in beautiful Canandaigua, New York, in the heart of the Finger Lakes region, offering more than 55 degrees, certificates, micro-credentials, and workforce training programs.
Thank you to Public Relations and Communications, Marketing, and the FLX AI Hub.
Eager to dive into passion, discover exciting and immersive opportunities. Is this a real URL? paul.flcc.jeff?
There's only one way to find out.
Oh,
I'm going to click it.
You clicked
Click
it?
it. No, I will.
Okay.
Oh, it just takes you to the college.
All right. www.flcc.edu.
As part of our mission to help people at FLCC and help the community, we are committed to making education accessible, innovative, and aligned with the needs of both learners and employers.
Jeff, you know you're not supposed to click on random links like that. Okay, you gotta check.
I hovered over
fishing.
it. I didn't click. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Then I clicked it.
The views expressed in this podcast are those of the host, guests, and do not necessarily reflect the official position of Finger Lakes Community College.
Music by Den from Pixabay.
This is the Immersive Lens.